thought I'd do a stream with some gas masks, and I'm just going to change the title and everything on the PC because the YouTube interface for doing this on the mobile is not very good. So let me sort that out now. And I'll get the live chat up on the screen as well, so that's always useful. Just change the title. Call it Testing Gas Masks Live, because I got the smelling salts ready. Let's finish doing the settings. And I want to go to the live control room thing for it, because they keep changing where all the things are. Right, view in live control room. Then I should be able to do a pop-out chat. Right, Rajiv? Yeah, I'm just trying to sort the chat out on both screens. So then I can do, I think, pop-out chat. And I can put that in the same sort of corner as my phone. So I should be able to, that way, find out straight away if the messages are working or not working. Right, I'm just going to adjust that light because it's, there we go, that's less glare on the lens. So yeah, for some reason my short earlier of these smelling salts has already got loads of views, which is good. But yeah, these ones are, I can't get loads of masks out, I'm afraid, for this stream. I'm just going to use what's in the room. This is my favorite mask now, the Avon C50. Used to be the CT12, but so yeah, these are really potent. So obviously, with a really good mask like this, it should work perfectly. But let's give it a quick try. Burnt my finger there when the gas got out, because the gas is what do you call it? What's the word for it? Where it's like irritating, yeah. That's working perfectly. Yep. Oh wait, no, there's a little breach in the mask there. So I need to tighten up, I imagine, that strap a bit. That's right, let's try that now. Yeah, working fine now. So yeah, that really does its job, because I just found out then that there was a little gap in the mask. I didn't tape it on myself, DB Military. It was like that when I got it. So yeah, it wasn't me that taped it. It was whoever owned it. So yeah, this stuff is really powerful, as you can probably see from the label. Let's see if I can get that to focus on that. Maybe I have to get my head out of frame, because YouTube always says that annoying autofocus thing. Can I get it to focus on this? Let's try moving the light a bit. Might be that YouTube just doesn't like the lighting like that. Yeah, probably not really, but anyway. Please open carefully. Causes severe skin burns and eye damage. Very toxic to aquatic life. Wear protective gloves, clothing, eye and face protection. If in eyes, rinse cautiously with water for several minutes. Shouldn't that say rinse continuously, but whatever. Remove contact lenses if present and easy to do so. So yeah, that is good, because yeah, this actually shows you if you can actually do that when I take the lid off now, so I don't get a load of built up ammonia hit my finger. And still feel a tiny amount coming in, which probably means that I still need to tighten that up a bit more there. Also probably means I need to shave all my hair there, which is why it's better when you're bald. Right, what I want to do now is, yes, I know I definitely shouldn't be using a filter like this, but not linger very long, Rajiv, no. It's like one of those things that I imagine it's because it evaporates so quickly. So what I want to do is, as much as I shouldn't be using a GP5 filter, and I know I tell other people not to, because this is an old, and this particular filter's from 1980, I'm hoping it's pretty expired, so I'll find out very quickly if it is. So let's get it on there. That should be a good enough seal with the C50, because Ghost threaded filters normally flip all right on NATO masks. So yeah, we'll find out in a minute if I'm actually weirdly smell that coming through. But I'd imagine it would do. There's a bit of something, but it's not as bad as I'd imagine. Yeah, so weirdly, I imagine there's still a bit of life in this GP5 filter. Now, I don't think GP5 filters, weirdly enough, well, not weirdly enough, but I don't think GP5 filters were ever designed to stop ammonia. But I imagine that it's just if you have enough charcoal, and obviously this isn't ammonia as in enough ammonia to be poison gas, this is just ammonia used in smelling salts. I imagine it's kind of a case that if you have enough activated charcoal in a filter, or, you know, activated carbon, whatever, I imagine a regular filter medium does the job of filtering it out, even if, you know, but like, say, for example, if you had a really, really bad sort of thing, like an actual ammonia gas attack, I imagine that's where those filters completely fail, because, you know, like they'll stop a nuisance bit like from this. But obviously what they, just like saying, the best thing with smelling salts is you know very quickly if there's a breach in the seal around your face, because that's where, you know, all of a sudden you get the sort of horrible reaction to the thing. So I'm trying to think, do I have anything that really wouldn't work? Because it'd be interesting to test something that's... Wait, I've still got one of these on here. Oh, let's test the good old classic. And again, I'll keep this retro filter on it, why not? Right, I'm just going to put this filter back on here so I don't lose it. Let's go back to testing that. So yeah, let's test good old retro GP5. So first we're going to find out if this is actually airtight. And that's pretty cool starting box. Like respirators and everything. That's working surprisingly well, actually, because I don't know if you saw there, the mask is contracting a bit where, like there's a bit of it hitting my throat now. Yeah. But again, not the stupid kind of reaction you get from smelling salts out of masks. So yeah, again, not that I'd recommend using a GP5 filter for anybody, but yeah, this old GP5 still obviously has very good seals on it because, like I said, it was actually working perfectly. But it'd be good if Avon C50 was the nice mask, yeah. But anyway, let's put that GP5 just hanging off of there so I don't lose it. Trying to think, do I have any masks in here that are kind of bad for you think, like, you know, I think maybe not working. Again, let's try this Chinese MF14. Like, again, this is actually quite a good mask, but it'll be interesting to see how good the face seal works. So, oh yeah, what I might do quickly, so we've currently got 31 odd people on. I can still smell a bit of that ammonia. I just want to go to Twitter and share this on Twitter while I'm streaming. Because what I'm trying to do now is, because YouTube's so bad at sending notifications even to people that, you know, are sub to my content and that, I'm going to manually just share everything to Twitter when I do it. So, get shareable link. Let me put this on my Twitter. Just be interesting to see if we get more people on or not. But hopefully that means videos get more views after I've uploaded them, because people will actually know they're there. Because at one point with YouTube, there was a cool thing where
Yeah, there was a cool thing at one point with YouTube where you could actually auto set your video to share to Twitter and Facebook and everything. And of course, that was a feature they removed. I think it was because YouTube fell out with some of the other big tech corporations, you know, where like Google then didn't want, you know, like people essentially, you know, getting the stuff from one another or whatever. Tide Redneck says, "I will loot your stuff." If you're in the US, that might be a bit difficult. You're gonna have to get a plane ticket first. And shit, the fan, I don't think you're getting a plane ticket. But anyway, let's see how good this Chinese low budget mask is. Like, you know, one of the good low budget masks. But like I said, the GP5 actually surprised me working that well.
Let's make sure I get my chin in the proper chin bit. Want to get this pretty even because it's one of those ones where otherwise it'll pull one way or the other. Right. Well, it's definitely pressurizing, I think, so let's give this a try. But not the most comfortable mask on the chin. It's got one of those little chin things, but it's a bit too at around you. Let me just actually loosen that one a bit. That's a bit better. I think it actually is better like that than... Alright, let's give it a test. I think there's a little leak around that side. So, does that mean pull my chin more into it there? See if... Don't know if that's going to help the seal or make it worse. Try it like that. I'm still getting the smell of it coming through. Again, this filter might be letting it through ever so slightly. But it seems to pressurize her. I think it's actually just coming through the filter now. Yeah, it's just coming through the filter. It's just making its way through the filter. So, interestingly, this Chinese filter lets the ammonia through far faster. All right, I'm going to take this filter off. Now, I'm going to, because the cap's still off the ammonia, I'm probably going to start smelling this quite strongly now. But it's obviously there, just on the table, if you can see it. Yeah, that's the top of the lid there, so let's dangerously go close to it. Weirdly, it doesn't seem to be getting in the mask very much. Huh? Well, there we go. I think it's because the fumes go pretty vertically up. So, yeah, let's this time put the old GP5 filter on, and I'll see if I actually get a better, again, not that I'd recommend using a GP5 filter, but I'm interested in seeing if this blocks the ammonia smell better than the other one. Or an MF14 barcode. Right. So still pressurizing. Yeah, funnily enough, this GP5 filter is actually better than the Chinese one, at least for ammonia. This does have a particle layer in it that's made from the asbestos, unlike the
Right, and I'm going to probably want to seal that ammonia back up. There we go. So yeah, that's the kind of weird thing, is that the Chinese filters, like the MF14 ones, again, they're not awful filters, but they let, and again, I don't think they're rated for ammonia or anything. It's kind of weird that they let more through than an old GP5 filter, but that might just be a weird sort of quirk. Yeah, interesting. Well, I'm here to test this one, but we know this will probably work fine, but why not? Let me check as well that I have the chat in a minute set to proper live chat. Because on my screen it's showing up a bit different than the other one. Right, there we go. Live chat, live chat. Right, hopefully it's still up to date. Right, so interesting with this mask, you actually have to have a filter on or it will suffocate you, because it's got one of those designs where the, what do you call it, the sort of filter port closes up when it's yeah, so I should really be getting this version. Again, this might look a bit weird on here because it's got the conical shape. Probably not, but yeah, it kind of reminds me of how a bit like that looks of the old sort of German World War I, World War II masks. Or more World War II, but yeah, the sort of that sort of shape bit to it at the bottom. Right, okay. Let's try the Italian M90. Pulls your hair a bit, this mask. Right, so yeah, you need to probably undo that strap, redo that one up. Okay. So yeah, we seem to be working. Right, here we go again. Again, a proper CBRN filter completely stops the ammonia, as you'd expect, a modern one. But how's the rest of the mask sealing? Yeah, this mask makes a pretty damn good seal, actually. So, yeah. Let's get this off. So yeah, that's surprisingly good. Yeah, it's a very similar cover for it. This is one though that has like one of those weird needly kind of things that pushes into the mask end, I think. Yeah, I kind of like the M90. It's just a shame it doesn't have a proper panoramic lens. It's got those kind of weirdly distorting lenses that you probably can see there, where like it's got that horrible curve to them, like the S6. Right, so we know that works. I've got a Zelinsky mag in here. So, yep, I imagine this will work absolutely no problem. Oh, the only thing is, this kind of filter doesn't really screw onto it very well, because if you see the shape of the intake, because this has got that kind of plastic cap around where the screw thread is, it means you kind of want a filter that sticks out a bit more. So hopefully this will get a good seal. If not, I'll have to try and put another filter on it, like the GP5 one again, just to give that a quick test. I don't want to put too much pressure on that and crack the plastic. Although this is, I think, one of the strongest gas masks I've got in terms of the plastic sort of stuff it's made from. Because I think this is the mask where there's a video where somebody shoots this with a bird shot. And the first shot cracks all of it, but it doesn't splinter enough anywhere to actually let, you know, gas in. I think the second shot they do of the bird shot, you know, completely shatters the lens. But it's one of those ones that, you know, if you were shot with something like bird shot at whatever range it was, it would have actually, you know, both saved your face from getting torn up by birdshot, you know, and your eyes being popped, and it would have probably kept a gas tight seal with the mask. But you know, that was only for the first shot, so it'd probably actually be all right for airsofting this mask if it's that tough. I think it was this model, but anyway.
Yeah, so pretty sure that's airtight. All right, Buzz. I think that it would probably be some sort of modern Russian filter. I don't know. It's this particular version is the Stalag Export one. I think it says somewhere on the box. I'm sure it said somewhere that it might be that bit, but this is the 40mm sort of export version for most of the so yeah, I think this is like the European version. It uses the standard Western filters, but I imagine in Russia they domestically still use DOS with it. Right. Filter still working as you'd expect. Yeah. So the Zelinsky seals really well as well. So actually, before I take this off, let's see if I now switch this to that I was going to say, now let's see if I put the see what that was so tight, it's sort of indented, not indented, like probably. If I put this Chinese filter on, because that should still be a proper seal, because I'm pretty sure this is DOSed anyway, which should work on both masks. I can get this bloody thing over. I can actually smell ammonia coming through this filter, this seal. So maybe the charcoal inside this filter is so saturated with the ammonia now, you can actually smell the ammonia without doing anything. But let's try again. I can smell that easily, yeah. Not enough to give me a horrible reaction, but yeah, that's definitely coming through, that smell. So yeah, this Chinese filter, I think, is pretty much worn out. Yeah, the ammonia smell is stronger. Hang on. This is quite interesting. Sorry.
I reckon if I was to all right, John, I reckon now with this filter, if I was just to sniff this filter, it sounds a bit weird. I reckon if I was just to do this, because yeah, I've got the doorbell, but other people can get. Weirdly, I can't smell it. Oh, it's that side. Okay. That's quite strong of ammonia, so I don't know if that was when I was doing one. So I reckon the front layer of the charcoal is so saturated in ammonia now. It literally is like a smelling salt thing. So for the people that didn't see it earlier, what smelling salts actually do, just because, like I was saying with the gas masks, I wasn't having much of a reaction, but if I just did this and then I can already go, they're already sort of, yeah, that it's going to make my eyes water a bit now. Yeah, with really strong smelling salts, they definitely work for testing gas masks, because obviously if you get a bit of a whiff of them, that's not too bad. You know, either the filter's kind of giving out or the mask's not got a proper seal. Yeah, well, the thing is with these Chinese filters is, I think Hype was saying there's two variants of this. There's the PLA version that's got the proper, like, full-on filter bit in front, like the particle filter. Then it's got the vapor ones. What I'd really like, but I don't have one handy, is just like a very basic, you know, vapor filter. You know, the ones that are designed for paint spraying, because I want to see how quickly that would get completely overwhelmed by something like this. Do you mean the gas mask filter, liquid old snake? But what that normally means is the filter's leaking, as in from one end of the filter, say either the top end of the filter or the bottom, there's normally a rip in the sort of material that keeps all the charcoal inside. So then what ends up happening is as you shake it, the charcoal's falling out because, yeah, essentially the filter's been punctured. No, I'm not going to do that, Buzz, because that's actually, it's one of those things. But again, if you look at the little warnings on it, kills aquatic life, and specifically the label that you should pay attention to, if it would focus. Why is YouTube live streaming on phone so bad for getting it to focus on anything? All right, let me first get my head out the way. Yeah, I don't think I can force that to focus. I think YouTube probably just has a set focal distance when you do it from a phone. But yeah, it's got the corrosive symbol. And weirdly, the corrosive thing, once the vapors build up on this, because you can actually see if you look at that, see that there's liquid on the top of it, where the vapor starts building up onto the top of the bottle. I don't want to ever turn this upside down, but you might be able to hear that. It sounds quite kind of wet inside. Yeah, the reason it's making that noise is because of how smelling salts work. They have to have like a liquid aspect in there to keep vapor in. But yeah, you can see on the lid that there's that. And because this is designed to slightly vent, it said with this lid, it's like one of those lids that doesn't fully close. Like, it's mostly closed. Like, when I do that, you can actually hear it vent out. But when it's closed, and again, it makes your fingers sting, because again, it's such a corrosive sort of, you know, reactive gas. But when you have it closed like that, normally this is designed to ever so slowly vent the ammonia out, so the bottle doesn't keep swelling, and then pop. I wonder if I can actually smell the ammonia when it's like this. You can very so slightly. But yeah, but like I said, the weird thing of this is because it builds up so efficiently in this, once you open it and you do that, you actually get that noise. And like I said, it does. I don't think it's causing a skin burn because it's only like a bit of vapor. But yeah, you can understand why it would be corrosive when it's a concentrate. But yeah, it feels like if you stuck your hands in, like, you know, you've got a cut and you stuck it in sort of alcohol sort of thing. All right, MC Tyrant Hunter. Right, so basically, John, how it works is obviously you get certain industry filters designed for certain things, but how it works is basically most filters up until the very late Cold War, like, so say British and American filters, you know, like, let's say stuff that was actually made to a good standard, you know. How that stuff worked is most armies didn't actually have a proper ammonia filter. So when you have like old CBRN filters, they'd be what you'd call really, really concentrated. Those filters have enough filtering material that they kind of deal with ammonia. The problem is if you have really concentrated ammonia gas, regular filters just can't deal with it. So yeah, it's a case that modern CBRN filters, I think, have an extra kind of impregnation in them, you know, or an extra different layer of charcoal with the regular charcoal. Because I think, if I remember right, that's why the US used chromium in filters for such a long time. Was chromium, I think, was good against ammonia. I'm actually going to Google this now. So bear with me a second. I'm just going to search chromium and ammonia. So I wonder if that might be what it was for. Chromium, ammonia. Does chromium react with ammonia? If a few drops of ammonia solution were added, a grey-green... So, yeah, chromium hydroxide is made when chromium comes into contact with ammonia. So yeah, I think the reason they used to use chromium impregnated in the filters, which they now don't do because they've got something else, and chromium is ever so slightly toxic. It's like one of those things. I'd much rather have chromium in my filter than asbestos. But it's one of those things, you know, where eventually when they found a better alternative, they didn't use it. But yeah, so basically it was a case that older Cold War filters weren't specifically built to withstand ammonia like they could with chlorine and certain other gases. So basically, if you were to get a filter like this and a filter like this, assuming they were the exact same size and dimensions and filter, you know, material other than, you know, it was like saying one was the different kind of old composition, and you expose them to ammonia, as the ammonia levels build up, the person would die first that would have the filter on that wasn't dedicated against ammonia. Yeah, exactly, JJ. They don't use chromium in most filters anymore, but they use something that does the same effect. Again, that chromium, there are studies done on this, and basically to get the proper